segues to the last question. We're going to skip to the last question. And for this last question, I'm going to leave a chance for each member of the panel to answer the question in about a minute or so. Just some that can give us a quick answer. But the last question, that's the last question.
Right here. That's how can we work together as a community to eliminate domestic violence, and also what is your advice for how young people can take action to carry on the work?
Start with Justin.
Well, I think that schools would be a good place to start. And I think maybe some things have been done there. I know that one of my children came home to tell me that they had some type of presentation in public school about domestic violence and how to address that and how to appropriately respond. I know that the initiatives in schools are now going toward zero tolerance toward bullying and intimidation, which are all part of domestic violence within the home. So I don't know that we'll ever eliminate it because it's human nature, unfortunately. But I think that would be one way to work within the community, is to make sure that we educate our children about what is appropriate and what is not appropriate behavior. And that can be done not only within the schools, but also within our churches, within our civic organizations, the YMCA and boys clubs, different organizations like that.
Well, after working in this area for the many years that I have, almost 20 now, I really believe that to reduce domestic violence requires changing the hearts and minds of men. We have to believe that this is wrong for us, and we have to be intolerant of it. We have to very much the way we have done with tobacco and driving under the influence. We have to develop a philosophy of life that says we don't want to tolerate this anymore. We're not willing to pay the bills anymore, and just make this inappropriate and unacceptable in our society. I really we have to have that attitude. And it is cultural. It's very deeply embedded in our culture. I think I mentioned to you last week that working with families, I see many families where the children have never seen them in a relationship. And until our children are able to see what a healthy relationship looks like, it's very hard for them to have a healthy relationship. So we need to provide role models and opportunities for them to see that kind of thing. And it goes a lot of money, but it's going to take a whole team. We really all have to be involved. Every profession, educators, clergy, our justice system, law enforcement office, we need to be on the same track, saying it's inclusive to our society.
And I think families and parents are that's where it starts. The first people who impact you, affect you in your life are your parents. And what you see at home has so much to do with it, even if you're repulsed by it. It's terrible to see the people who are victims of it and repulsed by it who repeat the cycle of life because it's so ingrained in them. I'm fortunate. I never saw either one of my parents strike each other. Never. And I'm fortunate. People who grow up that way and see it as a way of life, I can't imagine emotionally and what it says is okay to do to other people. The devil just wasn't on. I mean, I didn't even know really it was done. We didn't see it on TV back then. TV was whitewashed. Everything was good. So, parents, too many parents now just advocate their responsibility. They let kids spend their entire life playing video games and watching TV, and that we just didn't have those things when we were little. It just didn't happen. And so now, you sort of advocate your responsibility as a parent. They can watch anything. You can watch anything you want on TV. Unless you're there watching them, or you block your TV, And that's what a law parents, do you block your TV so your kids don't see inappropriate content? Or do you let them see whatever they want? Do you let them play whatever games they want? The most popular games, video games, are the most violent games. I don't know. I just see parents, more parents work, children are brought up more, there's fewer and fewer two-parent homes. Every year there's more that are, and again, that's not to say that's bad, but the reality is you may not have parental constraints. You may not have parents there that are taking the time to spend with their children, do things with them, instead of just letting them, kind of get lost in their world of play violence.